This is not a kid-friendly show.
Yo, what's really good, my dudes? Welcome to another RuneScape news coverage video. So today we're going to be talking about Shattered Worlds, specifically this forum post by Mod Tomb. If you don't know what Shattered Worlds is, it's an upcoming sort of mini game this year that's going to see you running through different worlds, going through different portals. While doing so, you're going to be fighting off different waves of monsters with varying difficulties, and you're going to have these buffs and debuffs that are called mutators that are going to apply to either you or the enemies around you while going through these fights. Your objective is basically to get through all the waves and all the worlds as fast as possible, or get through as much as possible. It's also going to have competitive aspects where you can compete for time and waves against other players, but that's the whole gist of it, and I'm actually pretty excited for it. It looks like a really cool update, and they say this is going to be a good place for you to test out weapons that go beyond the current tiers. If you've seen in my video I did way back when RuneFest came out, they have the potential of coming out with level 105 weapons. Now that's not in the works or anything, but the point I'm saying is that Shattered Worlds is supposed to be the type of area where you can test those top tier weapons and they would actually make real good use. Like right now, if you up the tier of weapons, we already have very powerful weapons that do wonders with all the mobs we currently have. This is going to up the ante and make use for higher tier weapons. So I'm really excited. Once this comes out, it's going to pave the way for even higher tier equipment. So enough of the rundown of what this is. We're going to talk about this post, like I said, by Mod Tomb, and it specifically talks about the mutators that I talked about. So let's just jump right into it. He says, "Hey, Mod Tomb here. You may remember me from such updates as Customer Support Week 16 and Christmas 16. Now I'm working on Shattered Worlds, more specifically a little something called mutators. Mutators will be gameplay altering effects that take place inside Shattered Worlds during each play session, slightly similar to Dominion Tower handicaps. Some mutators will be positive, some will be negative, and some will be outright crazy. A Shattered World against farmyard animals? That already seems crazy as hell. Anyways, he says, an example of a few we've got right now are explosive. Enemies explode on death, dealing damage to all enemies as well as the player if they are in rage. Totally not the Retribution Prayer." So essentially it is the Retribution Prayer basically. Next one is Hydra. Enemies split into smaller enemies on death. The smaller enemies won't themselves split. That's pretty interesting. I mean, I've seen it done time and time again in other games. It's cool. I'm not too, I don't feel any type of way about it. It's cool. And the next one is Combustion. Enemies randomly spawn patches of fire which deal damage to the player if they're stood inside the fire. Silly them. Now all three of these are obviously negative mutators that we've talked about. He hasn't discussed any positive ones, but they do seem really interesting. That gives you a kind of idea of what you're actually expecting with this update. To continue, he says, "We have our own ideas, but now is the chance to have your say. What mutators can you think of that will be really awesome and fun to play? Who knows, your idea might make it into the game." Essentially, this is a call to action for us, the players, to give our feedback on what we expect or what we want for these updates. Personally, one handicap do I hope to not see, if we're comparing this to Dominion Tower, is those handicaps that used to take off like body armor and like unequip your items. I hate that. Like, that's such a terrible like handicap. It's not fun to deal with. It's just an annoyance. Like there's fun ways to add negative effects that make you really rethink about the way you tackle certain fights, but this one is just a really bad way of doing it. I don't like the ones where it makes you take your armor off. It's just stupid in my opinion. But if you have any cool ideas and you want to voice your opinion, the link to this forum will be down below so you can give your ideas there. There's already some people who have pretty good ideas down in the comments below, so you can go check those out yourself and voice if you agree or not. But yeah, that about wraps up for this video. I'm pretty hyped for Shattered Worlds. Can't wait for sometime this year for it to come out, but that's about it. If you liked the video, hit that like button, and if you enjoyed me and you're not subscribed yet, you want to stay up to date on all things RuneScape, then this is the right channel to subscribe to. I promise you, my dog. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'm out. Peace.